Hey everyone, welcome to the video. We're finally gonna get bombers today. It's only been 5 days, but see what kind of push we can make with them. We did max out rifles and have just enough tech level, 1500. Rocking with Tech 3 bullet and max shocks. And now picking up bombers. Have just enough for level 3, which I think should be the minimum cause level 1 bombers die one shot to mines and that's pretty tough. Also getting those 2 squad bombers. And we do have Bomber Mania in the shop, so 90% off if you're free to play. Should really help out. And maybe for most it's running with a few rifles and a bunch of bombers. Get these squad bombers out too, but let's try out a few hits. And we got our first match over here. This compact base, which kind of like the one we're running. So usually on these I like 2 rifles, 6 bombers, and most often taking taunt. We do have to worry quite a bit about those mines because with Tick 3 bombers, even 2 mines can kill all of them. So maybe a few rifles for some of these guys. Got the cluster guy also. There's a chance he can deal with some of those mines. And then just use critters on whatever's left. If you can, 2 critters should be enough, but just in case, maybe a third. So let's do maybe a rifle right there. And we'll get a few bombers going. One more on the right side with that cluster guy first. Rest of the bombers. You do want to delay bullet just a bit, because the rifles can act as a meat shield for at least a little while. Let's get 1 critter on that side. And then maybe 1 more right in the corner. So bullet's gonna catch up pretty soon. Still missed a few mines, so we'll do 1 more critter. And if bullet's on the right, go ahead, shock the left. And now you can use the squad flares to, let's say, bring some of the bombers to straight up target that shock launcher. And in most of these compact bases, the main thing is just keeping bullet alive. So you always do taunts every 8 seconds. Still watching out for that shock launcher, because if it hits and you don't have a taunt, then he takes a lot of damage. So keep on doing those taunts. And now not too much splash left, so just 1 shock launcher and get that pinned down. And then really it's just a boom cannon on the left side. So racking up a bit more GBE. And then using the squad flares, so we're going to use those guys to take down this ER and get a shot going. So it's kind of like they're killing 2 ERs at the same time. We'll do 1 more shot pretty soon. And as both the left and right ERs go down, we flare the last one. So maybe just about now. And then just do 1 more shock. So still have most of our bombers alive and around a 210. And looks like it's enough. You really want to make sure bullet's alive, so making sure that you have the rifles first, delay bullet, and then keep on doing those taunts. Maybe later as we get more tech, then it's easier to keep bullet alive, especially with troop health. But could also be once we get some more GBE, then we just have more taunts to do. And another match over here. Similar kind of compact. This guy has some building damage, so might be a little tougher, but really the same kind of hit. We're doing some rifles for clearing the early mines and a bit of distraction, then later on with bullet. And let's try it out. So still 1 rifle, a bit to the right to try to get a few mines. So maybe something like that. And we'll do, let's say, like 3 bombers. 1 more rifle a bit towards the right side. Then get the other bombers going. And just your hand on critters, seeing which mines the rifles don't clear. So maybe a few on that side can start dropping bullet. Already that mortar being annoying, but only a few bombers lost. Clearing some more mines with critters. And since bullet's going on the right side again, you can go ahead, shock the left. And get one of the squad bombers straight onto that shock launcher. That's one of the good reasons about it, where you can really just flare wherever you want. Hopefully killing that boom cannon pretty soon. And bullets doing kind of okay. We'll do one shock on that boom cannon because not really looking at bullet. And then clearing a few mines. But still, so far not too bad. Maybe one more taunt in just a bit. Could try to have, let's say, the other squad leader bomber taking down the left ER. Because you want to be a little faster in these kind of bases. Like target, let's say, that sniper first, and then go straight onto the ER. And as the right ER goes down, you can start flaring. Get one shock on the boom cannon. And then really just the last few flares. Get one going right there, shock that cannon. And then last one onto this ER. So not super fast time, maybe getting around 205, but see if it's enough. Could be a little cleaner, I guess, but let's see. And looks like a win, but that should give us 17. So even if you have only tick 3 bombers to start, can maybe make an okay push. But now that we got this chest, fully maxing it out, and we have just enough keys for some troop health too. It's only gonna be level 1, but as we get some more chests, we can do a few upgrades. Maybe leave bullet at tick 3 for now, because that 600,000 is quite expensive. And other than that, it's really just critters and getting some other boosts. But now with our maxed up bombers, can try even more hits. Got a match right here. This one being a more spread out 5 ER. Or I guess a spread out 6 ER. So we can maybe do a few bombers on this side. We know some of them can hit this ER across the gap. And even just flaring bullet towards the right side. We don't need 2 rifles, so can just take 1. And even both the squad bombers right here. Which I guess if you do that, don't even need any rifles. So starting with, let's say, bullet and 3 bombers. Don't want to drop the squad ones. And then clearing a few mines on the right side. And as soon as a few buildings go down, start flaring the right. Let's do maybe just 2 flares. And we'll do the 3 other bombers there. The squad ones. Flare should expire pretty soon. So can kind of let them do their thing. And maybe 1 shock on that sniper. Don't really want to lose too many. And a taunt on the right side, but now with our squad flares, moving them towards the left. That boom cannon should die pretty soon, so that's fine. Get 1 more taunt on bullet, still want him alive. And then critters for the left mines. So everything looking kind of okay. Like these bombers doing their thing. And eventually we're gonna flare, so clearing some more mines. But as this left ER goes down, using those squad flares to just pinpoint this ER. Because that way, when you use squad leaders, you can kind of flare multiple ERs at the same time. And just in general speeds up the hit. So pulling a 237, and a lot faster than the tank hits that we used to do. Which in this case, looks like a win. And we got this one right here. This one being 5 ERs on a 7 ER deck. Which seen quite a few of these guys around. You know, rushing to those HCs or some other cool stuff there. And these ones we usually take bullet and a few bombers towards the top side. And then 1 rifle, a few bombers towards the left. Like bombers on the right side can reach this one across the gap. But we do want some troops on the left side for this other ER. So maybe 2 bombers with the rifle there. Bullet can take 3 up with him and just 2 more towards the right. Do want to clear a few buildings, so we'll do, let's say, bullet a few bombers, including the squad ones, and a critter for those mines. So as soon as they kill those 3 buildings, we do a few flares up. And then maybe just one more flare. Got a couple bombers right there with a rifle. And I think bullets should go to the left, so we'll do one shock on the right. And before the flare expires, a few bombers towards the right. I don't have too much GBE, and bullets kind of going the wrong way. So let's get, let's say, a squad bomber to that boom cannon. And then I really want a shock pretty soon. Get that on that sniper. So not too many bombers up there, but I think it should be fine. Still got just enough and nothing that can really hurt them. So one critter on that side. And we can even start flooding this one, but use the other squad bomber to stay on that top ER. So one final critter, hoping it's not too slow. But again, looks like around a 240. So see if a 238 is enough. And got this guy here. But looks like it is. Might be running HCs or something. Looks like HCRC. And even some remote hack. And he only has 50 troop damage, but still HCRC on these compacts isn't too fast. And it's a main reason why we're gonna stick with bombers for rest of the season. Getting a few more bombers. You see, it's pretty cheap on diamonds, only 13 for the rest of them. So really taking advantage if you're free to play on doing these bomber hits. Got one more match here. This one being a rank 19. But still a compact, so seeing what we can do. Taking 2 rifles once again. And here's where the cluster guy might actually come in handy. Clearing a few mines around those mortars. But still maybe one rifle on the left side, then later on the right. So we'll do one, let's say between the mortars. Cluster guy on the right, just one normal one towards the left. A few more bombers on the right with one more rifle. And then get bullet going. Since now we can ignore 2 mines, we'll go ahead and let those bombers do their thing. One's being dumb in range, but can afford to lose a few of them. A few more on that side. And now just keep on doing those taunts. Get a shot going on that shock launcher. But really just make sure that bullet's alive. Can use one of the squad bombers, flare down that shock launcher. And keep on doing taunts. With pretty soon maybe just flaring ERs. You know, have a fair amount of GBE. Get a taunt going right there. And I think in just a few seconds, start doing those flares. So go for this one first, but keeping the squad bombers in the right ER. Get one more taunt going. And as you flare this ER, get some low battery, but we do the squad bombers on each one. So it's hard to tell, but the bombers are hitting kind of different ERs. And looks like getting around a 230. See if it's enough. See what he's using, maybe RCs or something like that. But looks like a win. So averaging, let's say, around 230s on these other compacts. Guess also using rifle bombers, but just not fast enough. And those stars also going to give us 18, so getting that chest. And I think especially right now, before we face people with everything at 7 ER, we really want to push right now with bombers. Because then we'll have to wait maybe a day or so, get to 7 HCs ourselves, and then all this good stuff at 7. But still for right now, I guess we'll pick up another boost because We do want some building damage. But upgrade wise, want to get some troop health there first. We'll probably do that to level 4 and then building damage to level 4. Don't want to max it because it's a lot of tokens. And then we'll kind of see with GBE, like it would help out, but we also want to be a bit closer to HCs. So at least for right now, just saving a bunch of keys, and well, in only a couple days we'll have both 7 ER and these guys. But the bomber weight finally paying off, and hoping they stay pretty strong. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.